so let's change this video output. Applications. Applications not there. There we go. Okay. Is everybody here?
No.
Yes. Oh yeah, because you're not really here.
I get it. That's
You
good,
got
Cass,
it.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, you're catching on. Yeah.
He got it before I did. Okay,
Damn.
so
Okay, let
Let's,
me see.
let's start off with
I'm getting into your stream to see if I can hear us.
Okay. It says
Okay,
So it's good.
it's good. It sounds good. I think. Well, no. Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very yes.
Right. Okay, good. Okay.
Very yes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn your stream down.
You can probably just mute my stream.
Well, if you turn it all the way down, then the view doesn't count. You have to have it at least on 1 point.
Oh, I did not
I'm
know
not
that.
sure about that.
What the
Like, it's very unclear on. Like, I read that on Twitch that it said it was okay, but
Well,
there's some other stuff that says it's not.
because
If
they
you-
care about the ads.
Yeah, if you
Oh my
mute the
God.
tab but not the stream, I think that's okay.
But that mutes the entire site when you do that, unfortunately.
So they don't count that
Okay,
as a
so-
view? I
At
thought-
least me, because I'm dumb. I could be incorrect, but
No, you could be onto something.
I
But
know
1
that
decibel is
Twitch
guaranteed.
is. Yeah, I mean, at the very
Oh,
least, I give you a 1. Okay, that's all you're worth to me is 1.
Hey.
One out
you
of
know,
what?
1 out of nothing is fine. I'll take that.
1 out of 100.
I'll take
That's
the
kind of
1.
mean.
No, I'll take the 1. That's fine.
No, I'm looking at the slider for the volume. You're worth 1 out of 100.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay,
Cass,
now
it's too
you're
much.
now my cat's starting to act up, so I might be distracted by throwing toys. He likes to play fetch, kind of.
He likes to
Oh,
But
so
not
it's like
really.
a dog.
Well, he brings it back. And then sometimes he comes back and then leaves it behind, and like he did something great. And then he
did,
wants
though.
me to throw it again, but he didn't bring it back.
Do your cats ever grab things in the house and then bring it to you, present it to you by meowing really, really loud by your door or by your bed, and then dropping like rubber bands,
Meow.
pencils, pens, things like that?
Well, all the things that he wants me to throw.
All right, thanks so much. Okay.
Yeah, Meowbox doesn't do that at all. She's the 16-year-old. My
Meowbox.
7-year-old. Yep, Meowbox and Noisemaker. Noisemaker,
I like
if
that.
he wants me to throw something, he will bring it to me and then like tap it with a toe and be like, "Meow."
I love those names, by the way. That is clever.
Meow bucks.
Meow Box
Yeah.
and what was the other one?
Noisemaker.
Noisemaker.
I didn't know what else to call him.
No,
Could
that's
call him, like,
perfect. No, that's
The
perfect.
cat.
My my cousin, my uncle, cousin, guy, person who's not my uncle or cousin, but whatever. He's somehow
Uncle,
related to the family.
cousin.
He's
dad,
he's somehow
what?
related to the family. I don't know how, but anyway, this fella, this gentleman, if you would, he had a cat and he never had a cat before. He didn't know anything about owning cats, nor did he know anything about naming cats either. So he ended up naming the cat PC for Pretty Kitty. Kitty,
my.
PC, C for Kitty.
That's. I don't know what to think.
So
It's different.
Pretty Kitty, PC.
I got a question. How does a bird named Twitter sound? Get it? Cause
You would, you clever son of a bitch.
he tweets all day long.
Well, once upon a time, I had my own aviary. I bred parrots for a little while. And I had my favorite cockatiels ever. I had Time, Rue, and then I had Vader. And Vader, the first time I had him and brought him home, and he was just chilling. He was just sitting on my table, out of his cage. I put some food out for him. We were watching Star Wars, and that is how he got named. He started like singing the march,
Oh, that's good.
and it's like, well, there we go. I was just gonna go with every other herb and whatever else that I had. I mean, I had rosemary, I had garlic, I had, gosh, I can't even remember all of them. I miss my birds, but I found out that I'm very allergic to them.
Oh,
So I had to rehome my entire flock. And I was so sad that my husband at the time, that's how I got Meow Box. Meow Box was my birthday present.
oh, that's so
That's
cute.
sweet.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I used to have
so bummed.
a cockatiel and 2 bungees, but since they pooped a lot, I had to take them away. The 2 bungees.
Oh, the budgerigars? You had budgerigars? They're
Yeah,
fun.
2 of them. My God, you should have seen the place.
Oh yeah, I had budgies for a hot second. They eat a lot, more than what most birds eat.
It's funny because I couldn't even touch them. They wouldn't let me pet them. They
Well,
just
sometimes it can take time. They have very wild personalities.
These things?
Budgies do. Parakeets, on the other hand, are more of a distant relative to budgies, and they tend to be a lot more tame.
cockatiels too.
Oh, hair in my eye. There we go. It's very easy to actually confuse a parakeet and a budgie. Budgerigars are bigger. Parakeets are probably about maybe double the size of your thumb. They're not very big at all. Budgies get almost as big as your fist.
It's a lot of bird.
It's a lot of bird. It's a snack still, but it's a lot of bird.
Yeah, it's a snack. Something to tie you over till dinner.
See, my next cat I'm gonna get, I've decided I'm going to name it Emergency Rations.
Why?
Because
Oh,
When shit gets real fast.
I'm just saying.
when we're
saying.
playing The Last of Us, the real game.
I'm just saying. It'll make a nice fried chicken sandwich.
It's not chicken if it's cat. Fried cat sandwich.
Wait. Are we talking about birds or cats? I'm confused.
My next cat will be named Emergency Rations.
See, I'm relatively unoriginal when it comes to naming my animals. I can't think of anything better. I think I named most of my animals after beers. I got a dog named Dixie. I had a cat named Michelob. Yeah.
This one is Pabst. Blue Ribbon, of course.
Though I did have a blue ribbon, but he ran away. He ran off. At least I hope he ran away.
Aww.
He was a pretty little cat too. So after a while, I thought, you know what, maybe beer names is not appropriate, so I chose the Jungle Book. So now I have a Bagheera, a Mowgli, and a Baloo.
Baloo.
Yeah, Baloo.
Nice.
And he's orange, so I don't. And he's very, very.
You could have
skittish.
called up Garfield though. That would have been better.
Nah, that one's played out.
I mean-
do have a dog named Chapatoulas.
If you
Who?
have an orange striped cat and you name it Spot, more power to you.
I wanted to name it
Who's
Spot.
Spot?
Spot Data's cat.
Yes! I really like that series.
Oh, you.
Oh! I got one. If you get a white dog, name him Brian.
Oh,
Have to find me a white dog.
ooh, get yourself a black dog. Name it Snowflake.
Ooh,
What?
that's good.
Oh wait,
yeah.
no. Like the dog from The Simpsons. What's his name? I forgot. I don't watch it.
Santa's Little Helper.
Santa's
Yeah.
Little Helper.
Family Guy's better though.
You know, I never really watched Family Guy.
It's funny.
I did for a little
really
while.
funny.
And it got too. Was it Seth MacFarlane decided to get too daggum political in his cartoons? I couldn't take it no more. I try to stay away from all that. It's
You know, I never really liked any of Seth MacFarlane's stuff up until the point I saw oh my gosh, what's the name of it?
You know, it's funny because Seth
To Google.
MacFarlane only worked on Family Guy since 2011, so he didn't even work on the political stuff. He just stopped in 2011.
I'm gonna get very angry when I see the name of this. I know I am. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it.
Hey, you got me kind of curious. He said Seth MacFarlane only worked on it till
Orville.
2011.
The Orville.
Oh yeah, I like Orville.
Orville. If you want a more, at least to me, realistic Star Trek,
Yes,
because in
that's
my
exactly what it is.
yeah, in my eyes, you're not going to have people that are going to be as prim and proper as Captain Picard. I mean,
No,
I
you're not gonna
honestly
you're not gonna beat him.
no, and I
John?
honestly believe that Captain Kirk was actually more realistic than what Picard was, to be completely honest. So even if 100, 200, 300 years or so in the future, we're still going to be talking in memes. We're still going to have slang. We're still going to be talking in riddles and just being overall jerks to each other because we are human beings. The Orville, like, encompasses that. I was not too fond of the third season, though, because they moved into something that was more... It was more episodic and not like an overarching story, and I'm not a fan of that as much.
Why not?
I couldn't tell you.
I mean,
Honestly.
it'd be nice because it's like 40 minutes per episode, so it's just kind of nice to see whatever you want to watch that's longest or shorter.
You know, and I really hope that they bring the Orville back, because I was happy as all get out when there was a season 3. And that was actually when I was introduced to it, where season 3 was like announced and the day was coming. So myself and a friend, we binge watched all of it under another friend's recommendation. And it was the best thing I have ever seen.
Tell you what, going back to Family Guy real quick, I'm reading up on it on the Wikipedia page, and it still says, from what I'm understanding, that Seth MacFarlane, excuse me, is
Just
still
call
a
him
part
Seth.
of it.
It's easy. Oh, we can't do that, huh?
No, I can't do that.
Never mind. Damn it! Why'd you have to ruin it, bro?
Fuck, ruins everything. God.
God damn it.
Yeah, from what I understand, he is still a part of it. He hasn't fully left, but he's like taking a break for like out of respect to the writers' strike and stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm reading right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just taking a break. He's not actually left it yet.
I think
Oh.
I may have only watched religiously maybe the first three seasons of Family Guy. But that was-
religiously.
Yeah, like it came on at 5 o'clock. I was watching it at 5 o'clock.
All right, what about American Dad?
No,
No,
I do
couldn't.
not like that show.
I tried.
No?
I tried twice.
You don't like Roger Smith or
Nope.
Stan
No.
Smith?
I feel that some of the character or some of the humor that's in that is they're jokes that I don't even find funny. Somebody might, and I've got very dark, bottom of the barrel humor. I mean,
You think you have
Wow.
dark humor? You have dark humor? You sure?
You're saying like edgelord type humor?
do I really want to say this out loud?
Oh, I think you do. I think I'm trying to get. I think
Okay,
I'm starting the podcast
so-
trying to get you to say it out loud.
I'm a very okay. My brain is a very disgusting place that sometimes even I go, ooh, but it's funny.
Like what?
There are just that I'm not going to say a lot of it because I'm not the one who's streaming right now, but I also don't want to get anybody else in trouble. Okay.
I tell you
So
what,
we-
Cass,
One joke.
Are you
One
in my
joke.
Discord?
I do what now? What on
Are you-
Discord?
I'm sorry, are you in my Discord?
Yeah, I added myself. You didn't see my message?
Not yet.
No introduction needed. I'm not really here.
Oh, I see that. I see that now.
I
All
even have the little green leaf next to my name.
Under the section Comedy Central, I put a dark humor spot in there.
Where under Comedy Central. Comment, move
Ooh.
that. Dark humor. Okay.
Let's see it.
All right, just the first
Oh,
one.
come on. You can do better than that.
Yes, yes, I can.
You can do better than that.
Yes, I can.
Anybody can do better. I mean, the one above that March 25th one, dude, I can do better than that in my sleep.
Yes.
Kind of
so
mid
can
though.
I.
It's kind of mid.
Yeah.
I put these in here just to kind of judge the
Excuse
level of how far can I take it till somebody says, all right, dude, seriously.
I mean, that's not even really a joke though.
I mean, I'm not even looking at you as in, dude, seriously, like, oh, that's so uncouth of you. I'm looking at it like, come on, do better.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I do appreciate that. I very much do. More than you
Yeah,
think.
you gotta up your damn game.
So my favorite one is still, it's in there. It's better when you tell it though. But I think
Is it the My Daughter one?
No, the
So-
Cinderella one. What did Cinderella say when she made it to the ball?
Oh, I see.
What you're saying is the prince is a testicular cancer survivor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just say Cinderella got a bit more ball.
Yeah. No, that's all time. It's not the darkest
Let's just
one
say
that I have,
she
but it's still
got her
my favorite.
true kiss, if you know what I
What?
mean.
Nah.
What?
Nah. The
What?
humor just went poof.
What is it? Me? What did I do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. So, my dark humor
You gotta-
stems.
You got to put
As-
your best one in there now. You know that, right?
Oh no! I'm gonna say this shit out loud.
Oh, you
So-
are. Oh, you don't care though. So you don't care
To some
anymore.
degree,
Mhm.
this is what I'm gonna call dark humor light. Okay.
Okay.
So when and please don't be showering. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, whatever. So when my husband was going through his testicular cancer thing,
Mm-hmm.
he told me in a very heartfelt moment, if you cry, you're wasting your time. You're gonna waste your life. Okay, so I blame it all on him. He just woke up one day and went, I feel like getting cancer for the second time.
That's a very positive way to do things. Not being sarcastic one bit. Seriously, that's funny. That's a good sense of humor.
Yeah,
Like
but
your husband.
if
I
the
like
thing
it.
is, what's really funny about that though is because you put the word cancer in there and the fact that he died, I've been told, you should keep your mouth shut. You're desecrating the man's legacy.
man.
And it's like, fuck that man. He died on me. I can't even fuck that man. He died on me. I mean, come on. You gotta give me a little bit of wiggle room here because I mean, I spent 10 years of my life with that man. So when it comes to the dark humor, I really do embrace it because if I don't, well, then it's just not funny anymore.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You do realize that that's showing on your screen, right?
Yep. I know all this
Are
stuff
you-
is showing on my screen. No, I know.
Are you sure
It's
you
gonna
want
be
to?
public.
I'm
Going to Twitch.
That's what I'm about to do.
headquarters.
I was about to start scrolling. I was like, you know what? Let me just stop it right here, just because we're on the topic of it. But I'm not going to show any of the jokes.
It's gonna be shown on Twitch headquarters and reviewed.
Oh, I know. That's why it's just going to stop right here. It's because It's just because we're talking about it right now. I just want to put it up on there. So when somebody passes through my stream and they see dark humor, it's like, whoa, what's he got going on?
Well,
What?
then
What?
you might want to change your stream title from Halo Master Chief Collection?
I thought I did. I did.
No.
What?
Hold
Oh my
on.
God.
Let me double check. Refresh.
No, you might be right. I thought I just want to change it.
Did you just change it?
No.
Because I just refreshed and it changed.
But say I didn't change anything. Go. You can see my what is it? You can see my browser, so you know I wasn't on there messing
Ooh
with it.
la la, your browser.
Ooh, I know, right? What's up?
You got the private browsing on?
Mm-hmm.
Hey
No.
yo,
Scandalous.
hey yo. He doesn't want to see what he searched before.
Yeah, you don't want to see none of that.
Nothing with a P and ends with a B.
You know
On it-
what? Let's take a look at what I've been searching for.
You know, honestly,
Oh,
Let's put myself
browsing
out there. Let's see what I've been
history is
searching
as
for.
terrible
Dark
as my
humor,
sense of
family,
humor.
legacy. Oh, nothing good. 20
come
side
on,
diary.
scroll
There we
down. Come
go.
on, you got some
You know,
shit.
most of my browsing history is me looking up words because I don't know how to spell.
I use Discord for that.
Like I will write, I'll be writing something on Discord and I don't know, I mutilate the spelling so bad that it can't even pick what word is right. So I have to drag it over to freaking Google, and Google's like, "Oh, did you mean this? Okay, what did I last do that with? I need to look up. I have to look at my.
As I recommend
history now.
using Grammarly.
Oh no, because I've lived so long using broken English. I'm not gonna fix it now, and it's my
mean-
only language.
It's better late than never.
Nope, not gonna do it. Not even worth it. Let's see. I need my history.
Wait, you're not bilingual?
I mean, I do speak crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. English and
That's-
bad
That's all
English.
you got. That's all you
Hola,
get.
¿cómo tú estás? Soy bien.
I don't speak contractor.
Soybean? Did
Soy
you just?
bien.
I thought he said soybean.
What? Where do you
I
get
heard
soybean?
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard soybean.
Soy Dora. Can you say make me a sandwich? Let's roll on
Let's
that.
see.
Bro, I just remember a clip I found from TikTok where it's like that exact same thing, but she just throws the sandwich at her face.
Yeah, that's where I got that from.
Bro, what the?
I can't pull up
Huh.
TikTok. There's too much crap on there.
Nah, TikTok's the best. It's the best place to get Family Guy clips, Subway Surfers gameplay. What's the other one?
TikTok is
I don't know.
toxic. Toxic. This place is terrible.
That's why we call it TikToxic. Duh.
What about Reddit?
Ah,
Oh,
the
Reddit's,
last word I
Reddit's
had
just
to
that
look
rabbit hole
up-
that you don't want to go down late at night because you're gonna get stuck in it.
Don't worry, I'm a Redditor. I got 3,000 karma.
That doesn't mean shit.
How much do you have, Cass?
Do you think I go on Reddit?
Yes.
No.
No.
Even I have my limits.
Damn.
Camaraderie was the last thing I had to look up. The rest of it is all YouTube videos.
You search
Because
up YouTube videos on the web browser?
I use Chrome and just-
Maxie, thank you so much for the follow.
Let
I
it do
appreciate
its
it. Thank you
thing.
very much. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Hello there.
It's Maxie17. Hope I didn't pull you out the shadow, pull you out the lurks, or anything like that.
You know, the name, if you say it quick enough, it sounds like a movie rating.
Maxie17. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sneaky.
Yeah, it does.
That's sneaky.
Yeah.
It sneaks up on you. Yeah, I like it. I like that username.
Welcome in, welcome in. We're just chatting literally at the moment. Over everything to what we intended on talking about, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to it eventually.
Yeah,
What-
we will get to it
what we-
eventually.
Once we're
What
done
we were
clowning
gonna
around.
talk about?
The actual lore from Legend of Zelda, because it seems
Oh.
like we all have some deep opinions that I've already found out mine offend people. It's wonderful.
Give me your
I
best one.
don't.
Give me your best one. Give me-
Okay,
Give me the
so
offensive one. The offensive stuff.
you know how I said that because of the way that Tears of the Kingdom ended. Spoilers. The way that Tears of the Kingdom ended, right?
Yes.
There's no room for Ocarina of Time to happen in the timeline from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
And you were correct.
Because at the
Wait.
time, there was one Master Sword, and we knew where it was. It was in the forehead of Zelda.
Yes.
Now, I'm not even going to look at multiple Zeldas. Whatever. That's nothing.
Wait.
But there's only
Ow.
one Master Sword that's in, like, that has ever been crafted in Breath of the Wild. And it was kind of busy. So how did the Ocarina of Time Link pull it out of the stone to travel through time when it was up being bathed in some holy light on a dragon's head?
Because it wasn't there yet.
It's been there since Rabu
Wait.
died.
I'm confused. Isn't the Link from Ocarina of Time a kid?
It ends as a kid.
Kinda.
But it goes into an adult as well. He
Ah.
created another timeline.
Like, though, yeah, Nintendo was so dumb when they did this. They were
This is
like,
so-
well, there's a timeline split because you got three. You have the one where Child Link goes and lives out the rest of his life.
That's right. That's the child
Adult
timeline.
Link. Yep, Adult Link that exists.
Yep.
That he never went back to being a kid and was like, I'm going to be 17 forever. No, 18. I'm going to be 18 forever.
That's right. Yep.
And that's its own timeline. And the other timeline is where he completely fails and Ganon wins,
The fallen
and
hero.
Hyrule is post-apocalyptic.
Yep.
So,
Which is the one we're in, right?
No, all three of them, if you kind of think about it, all three of them can track down into Breath of the Wild and then Tears of the Kingdom. They all reference from all three timelines.
well, apparently, and I kind of don't want to show it because I don't want to put somebody on blast. But they showed me this graphic where, and I highly disagree with it, where they have a bubble that has the timeline and then Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in their own timeline set aside. But that's supposed to be one whole universe. And then off to the side, they have Lorule and Termina.
Yes.
No, that can't happen because
Wait, a whole nother universe?
yeah, that it's all the same universe.
That I can piece together.
Now, to me, it seems like it's different dimensions. Like, I see it as this. You have a timeline. Okay, let's say a timeline is a banana.
All right.
Time goes forward, right?
Right.
Over time, a banana gets gross, gets yucky, kind of melts a little bit, oozes, and rots.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
time progressing, right?
Yeah.
So then you have two bananas from the same tree. Put them next to each other. They don't really interact. What one does, the other one, well, they're just doing banana things. They don't do anything to each other.
They're just
They
chilling.
still, yeah, time still progresses.
Yeah.
But then you can have another banana from a different tree in somebody else's house in a different neighborhood. And it's plucked too ripe. It's maybe frozen, thrown into a daiquiri, possibly fed to a giraffe. I don't know. Take your pick. It has a solid end. Well, that banana came from a completely different, dimension entirely versus the other two bananas that could potentially interact because they're, in the same space. They're right next to each other. Maybe there's ants. Hey, look, there's two bananas. So they not only go after one, they go after the other. They don't know about the banana that's across the road.
What if we look at it at a Back to the Future standpoint? Every time you go back into the past, you make an alternate reality. Every time
Now,
you go back.
I could kind of get behind that. However,
Uh-huh.
that what we found with Tears of the Kingdom is that there is a constant loop. There will always be a loop. Zelda, Link are born. They meet up with Ganon. Ganon tries to take over. Zelda falls. She gets set back in time. So she becomes a dragon, floats around, has the sword in her head. That same Zelda is born, goes through all that stuff. Ganon kind of takes over. She gets turned into a dragon with a sword on her head. Zelda's born again. So there's a loop there. And the only way that is there really a way that loop can be broken exactly?
It's like
Not really. It's
Spider-Verse.
got to be played out.
Basically.
It's like
I mean,
Spider-Verse.
And I'm no physicist. So this is me going, in my little simple brain terms, it doesn't make sense how a lot of people are putting this out. And the biggest offense is what I said, that Ocarina of Time, because of that, having only one Master Sword, and it being busy over that entire span, it means the events of Termina couldn't have happened because that Link doesn't exist in the timeline of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I never thought that I would see somebody fly off the rails, and apparently I am thinking too linearly by saying that they can't happen at the same time in the same world. It's like no, because again, go back to banana theory. They might be in the same room, but they're not going to interact. You're saying to me that they interact, but they don't. But there's references.
All right.
And?
All right. Yeah. I see what you're getting at. I see what you're saying. But let's take a look at the end of Ocarina of Time. Link goes back to being Kid Link. Yes. Right.
Are we talking canon ending or are we talking theorized ending?
A little of both.
Ouch.
A little of both. Yeah,
Okay,
this
hold
is gonna
on,
get
hold
kinda
on.
Touchy.
Let me put my thinking cap on.
All right.
Okay, it's on.
I got my dummy hat on, but
Well, you like LSU, so there you go.
Thank you. All right.
I are dumb. D-U-M-M, dumb.
But okay, so at the end, Link puts the sword back into the pedestal. He goes back to being a child, and he walks away from it. Right?
Right.
Where's that sword when he walks away from it?
Still in the Temple of Time.
Still in the Temple of Time. Yes. Okay, so while he's a kid, goes to be an adult, and everything else grows out of his life, you've got the Link that's frozen in time with the sword that later on becomes adult Link that has a sword in his hand, and then you have another Link, child Link, who already defeated Ganon, and that sword is still sitting in the Temple of Time. So you got two Master Swords existing in two different timelines.
Yeah. But
So,
they can't exist in the same space.
They don't.
Though. Because you have to put the sword back in order to go, revert back to being a child.
Which is where
So Link
Ocarina
should
of Time
be.
had the split.
Well, the Link then should have the Master Sword in his hand from then on.
No, because he puts it back.
But he can't. Or he'll revert back to child.
That's right.
He can't put it back. So adult Link has to have possession of the Master Sword if you were to cut it off before he became a child or reverted back to being a child.
But why did he become adult Link to begin with?
Because a tree told him to?
That's right. That fucking tree. But outside of the tree.
Oh, you want an actual answer.
Yeah.
Not because it's a fever dream. Okay. I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's only because from a younger age he understood loyalty and chivalry and all that other gobbledygook knight bullshit And he was like, well, you know what? Who is going to save the world if I don't? Fine. Kicks rock, I guess.
No, but the whole point, the whole reason behind him becoming an adult, if I remember properly, if I can remember properly, my squirrel brain, was that he was too young to handle the Master Sword. He was too young to possess it. And so he was
Well,
frozen.
it's because the sword was as big as what he was.
I know. Remember the shield and the turtle?
Yeah, he turtled because the
He
shield was
turtled,
so
yeah.
damn big. He was a tiny child.
So instead of growing into the Master Sword, it was the Sage of Time had locked him into the sacred realm for 7 years. Was that not about right? Little 11-year-old Link running around with the Master Sword. We couldn't have that. We had to have him 18-year-old Link.
Yeah, because of arbitrary
18
rules,
is
they
more
expected to see his
responsible.
ID or something like that. I don't know.
Exactly. If you're old enough to hold the Master Sword, you got to be old enough to smoke.
No,
just all there is to it.
that's 21.
Where you're from? See, down here in the South, people spitting tobacco by the time they're 12.
Man, I wish I could be there.
It's not worth it, dude.
Yeah, it smells funny down here. You don't want to be down here.
No, bro, you gotta know. My entire culture is about cigars, bro. I got smoke some.
Oh yeah, not bad. What culture is that?
Cuba.
Oh, my man. That's not bad. So
I got cigars everywhere from my dad. Weird.
hey, those aren't illegal anymore, are they?
I don't know.
Specifically
I don't
the
know,
Cubans.
I don't know, bro.
But anyway, the hamster fell off the wheel again. I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about
Link,
cigars.
18-year-old
That's right.
Master Sword.
Old enough to smoke, not old enough to drink. He can go in the bar, but he can't party. Got it. That's right. So, Link with the
I'm going to
Master-
drop something in memes for you because it reminded me of this comic is so old. We're talking 2012. Things that happened while Link was asleep.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Well, everybody wondered why on earth his ear was pierced.
Oh, I was thinking of something
horn.
else. I was thinking of something
Look, I
else.
might have dark humor, but I am a classy lady.
Wait, why did he get his ear pierced?
So he could look ballin'. Why
Oh,
else?
you see, I was thinking of something different. Something
Yeah,
more
you were
dark.
completely off, dude.
It's because I saw ball in it, and I was like, oh.
No, so he
That's-
could be ballin'. Yeah. I
I
like
was
it.
saying, oh, now this is balling. Just remove the ing.
Oh no. You get your mind out the gutter. That's the Sage of Time you're talking about. And Link. Chilling in his nice little crib.
My crib, y'all.
Alright. So Cass, where does Wind Waker take place in all this? Because I had it in this timeline that I have up on my screen. That's how I had it.
All right. See, the thing is Wind Waker by itself, and this is why I 100% believe that we actually don't have a timeline that we're working with. I think that these are all, as what has been mentioned before, just a legendary game of telephone. These things might have happened, but over time, they've been embellished. There have been details that have changed. And of course, we all know that history is always going to be written by the victors.
Correct? Yes.
Always. So, I have a problem believing the concept that the King of Red Lions wasn't just riding on a boat and was a captain of the King of Red Lions, instead of becoming a boat and is actually the king of Hyrule. That just makes no sense to me. You have like this entire world, not just Hyrule, but like the entire thing has flooded over. And enough time has passed that, according to their history, the water was so salty, and Zora are apparently freshwater creatures, that they had evolved into the Rito. We don't have any like real evidence of anything like that in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. It seems that even way back when, and we are talking, and it had to have been before the flood, because in Tears of the Kingdom, you have the sages, and you have a Rito sage, Sage of Wind, which was at the founding of Hyrule. They have to be two separate races. So now, if you're going to look at it as to where it goes in the timeline, I do believe that it does belong kind of in the adult timeline. Some could argue that that particular Link is not an adult because in that game he is technically 12 years old.
He's a little children in that game. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And it does work that if that Link, the Link from Ocarina of Time, remained an adult and held onto the Master Sword, that would make sense because he would have to put it back, or somebody would have to put it back at some point. I mean, it's not going to grant him immortality.
No.
No, it just gave him some extra special, hero powers. That's not the same as immortality. So it does make some sense that it was put back at some point, and because there was no one to wield it, Ganondorf found his way, or Ganon actually, because I don't even think that's Ganondorf, is it? No, that is Ganondorf.
No, I thought it was Ganon.
Oh, no, I think that's Ganondorf because it's been a minute. Hold, please.
Wait.
I'm going to Google this.
Wait, Ganondorf. I thought Ganondorf was... No.
Typically, Ganon is used to refer to the beast-like creature.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
thinking of.
Ganondorf is the person.
Yeah, Ganondorf is the person. Ganondorf is... Yeah.
Yep.
I had it
Okay,
backwards.
yes.
I had it
So
backwards.
Ganondorf, there is not a Ganon. There's Puppet Ganon, but it doesn't look like there's a Ganon. It's been a long time in Wind Waker. So we have Ganondorf, who probably hasn't reached his full power, but he was able to take over because the Sword of the Hero has been laid to rest. And that makes sense. They flooded the world to keep it from falling into his hands.
Yes.
That makes sense to me. Link had a long life as an adult. I feel sorry for any chick that checked up with him because he still had the mind of an 11-year-old, but I digress. Once the sword was put back, laid to rest, then the entire world was flooded all over again because Ganon shows up. And thusly you have Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. So I do believe that makes sense.
Would you say that the same Link from Majora's Mask, as it shows in this child timeline, is the same Link from Twilight Princess? Grown up? Maybe, because the three main games where he had the personality of wet cardboard was Link to the Past, the original Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda 2. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Legend of Zelda 2, the second one.
He had very, very little personality in those. And I can't really glean where those would actually be able to fit because there's very little to really go off of. I mean, you could try to trace back enemies, you could try to trace back like the different things you get for the dungeons, but in every other one, which is so funny when you think about it, in every other one, even though he doesn't speak, you can tell he's got personality.
He's got charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Riz.
Show enough.
So, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know exactly where those would really have to be placed. I think they're okay in the Fallen Hero timeline, only because that's a part, like, Hyrule at that point is in absolute total chaos. So any random schmo that the sword deems worthy, or the goddess, or a tree, fate, whatever, what have you, deems this kid worthy, it is just the spirit of the hero. Doesn't have to be like a blood relative. Now,
I thought they were
played Four
descendants.
Swords either. No, they are not descendants. It is the spirit of the hero. Just the spirit of the hero.
Ah.
Now, I think what you're referring to as to what happened in Skyward Sword was a translation error.
Yeah.
You can actually pull up the Skyward Sword script. It does exist, but it's only the North American version.
What?
Yeah, those like you who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, they are eternally bound to this curse. That's what Demise said in Skyward Sword. And there is somewhat of a translation faux pas in there, but I don't... It's like, basically, the spirit of the hero isn't necessarily, like, of blood relation, and that's kind of how it was put out. It's more or less that your spirit, like, reincarnation of the hero.
Cass, where you found that at?
Are you looking for the script?
Yeah.
Here, I'll just link it to you. How's that?
Ooh,
I'll make
even
it
better.
easy.
Make it easy. Threaten me with a good time.
Where do I want to put this?
Put it in one of the Discords.
Really? I wouldn't have known.
Hold on. I'm thinking.
You know what? General. That's a good.
General.
Spot.
There we go.
There you
Perfect.
go. Okay. So the line that I'm looking at is pretty far toward the bottom.
Oh my. Oh, that's.
Yeah, just Control F curse. It only mentions curse like twice. Once it mentions curse once. So you'll jump right to the part if you Control F.
Man, he ain't lying. It's just it only mentions it once. Those like you, those who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, are eternally bound to this curse.
Right.
Incarnation, hatred shall forever follow your kind, dooming them to wander a blood-soaked sea of darkness for all time. Damn, so dark.
Yeah. And you will find me next in A Link to the Past. But that's the thing. It's obviously the blood of the goddess is Hylia. Obviously, it's Hylia. But this is where I'm like, the details must have been embellished. Because if you look at what they did in Tears of the Kingdom, you have Sonia, the wife of Rauru. She's no goddess, but she's definitely Raru's better half. I have to give her that. That, for all intents and purposes, could be what they consider the goddess Hylia. Because she married what was considered, to the Gerudo, a god. And obviously, they had to have had children, which is kind of... I tried to put it out of my mind that it's a furry's dream. Because that's a whole rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But
Sounds
I
like
digress.
a Reddit. That sounds like a Reddit thread.
when I first started seeing those trailers, I thought that was the goddess Hylia. So I mean, it's not that far off to
Right.
assume that she could have started out that way, maybe, but evolved
Yeah.
into her own character. Also, just to take a note, you said they had to have had kids. If it's implied that Zelda has both of their abilities
Right.
because she's a descendant of them or whatever. They had to have had kids. So by the time we meet them in Tears of the Kingdom, they don't have kids. But then Sonya gets murked.
Well, we don't know ages. So,
True, they could be like 200 years old.
yeah, I mean, at any point they could have had, and who knows? It was 10,000 years. At some point, maybe Hylians had litters. Maybe they had like 4 or 5 babies at a time. I don't know.
That's a little.
Kind of feel bad for mom, but
Yeah, about to
maybe
say,
they had
come
all
on,
their
jeez,
children
jeez.
all at once. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming human physiology, you can only really do like one at a time unless the uterus goes, have 2. You can't stop it. Or more. Bing, bing, bing. And it starts spitting it out like gumballs. Enjoy the visual.
That's great.
Thank you.
So,
I'm sleeping
like,
tonight.
like there's what I would presume is that if they were okay, so I presume at least that because Raru and what's her name? Minaru. I mean, they're a completely different species. Let's just call a spade a spade. They could have lived for a long time. It's possible. If not, okay. I mean, we have no details. But the fact remains, there's also parts of those scenes too. Like, one of them, Raru says that what he has created will continue for generations or something of that nature. I'd have to go back and look at the cutscene. But he was trapping Ganondorf at that point. So he's got progeny. There's a legacy there. We've just never seen them. Maybe they've all grown up and they're not part of this necessarily because they're like maybe out exploring. Maybe they have their own jobs or, you know, they might not actually be part of the hierarchy whatsoever. They may not even, I mean, and this is just a guess, the idea of a princess, like the term itself, may not even be something that was coined at that point. So sure, the king and queen had children, but were they actually seen as royalty? I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is where my brain is going.
I'm trying to piece it together. Your brain went that way. I went the hamster fell through it for a second.
Oh, I'm pretty certain. But I'm just looking at it from what if the children were like never seen, never heard, but they existed because parents do all the ruling and they stayed out of the politics?
So they were in the shadows, what you're saying.
Yeah, they might not have had anything to do with it. Or maybe there was one that was in training or something of that nature. Going to school, you know, to pick up the crown later on. The suggestion is there that they have kids. And we could probably theorize that Sonya, if she was going about human years, quote unquote human years, maybe she was about 20 when she met Raru. I mean, at that point, it was suggested somewhere in there too that she was a priestess.
What?
I think so. I could be shooting out my butt. Unless that could have been a conversation I was having with somebody. But let's see. I should have been writing all this stuff down because I don't know. Yes, prior to their union with Rauru, Sonya was a priestess. That was mentioned in one of the cutscenes. So she was part of some sort of religion in some way.
Yeah.
Could it have been one that revered Raru's race? Could they have been revering the Zonai? Hi.
Hello.
You kind of fell and came back.
I stumbled.
Oops.
Like a long time since you talked.
So, let's see. Yeah, so, I mean, it doesn't necessarily say what religion she was part of, but she was a priestess, which most of the time, and this is just a guess, again, it's religious conjecture on my part. When you look at most ancient religions, like Egyptians, for example, you started off being like tutored really, really young, like when you're 12, 13, 14. And then as you get older, then you pick up more of a mantle, but you don't become a priestess unless you got through so much of school and you were accomplished in some way. So that makes sense to me that she was at least in her young 20s. So their kids could be late teens, early 20s, depending on Rauru was like, hey, bitch, let's get married.
Maru was like, hey, bitch, let's get this done.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Hey, bitch,
No, what's happening?
I can also, I also know how to kneel, just saying. Winky face. So, I mean, the possibility of there being a successor is 100%.
No doubt, yeah.
And
Why would you put it that way?
yeah, I mean, it's there, and we're never given actual ages. And from what I understand, Hylians can actually, quote unquote, age slower, but the ones that age the slowest are the Sheikah.
Not the tree, but I can't pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try.
Koroks,
Yeah, we go.
they can burn.
They don't count.
They don't count.
They don't count. Brock's lives don't matter.
No. They're just a talking salad.
I'm talking salad.
They just a ranch dressing away from getting bitten.
A little ranch, maybe a little French, and a good crunch.
What about some crumbs? Is
Some
that what they're
crumbs.
called? Crumbs?
Croutons?
Yeah, that.
So, they have progeny.
Yeah.
There is a successor to the throne. We don't know who that is. So, somebody took over the throne afterward. Now, what happened between then and there is kind of, well, no one knows. But you want to know what throws a little bit more into the mix?
Please.
Spoiler alert.
Send it.
I got all the shrines.
What?
Yeah.
Is there an
It's
armor
called the
thing for that too?
it's called the hero's aspect.
Yes. Okay, there is.
Yes. And I'm going to just grab this image from Game Rant. I'm going to throw it into general. Oh, wait, you know what? This has its own. We'll do this. Boom. Your voice
Okay.
channel has its own text chat.
Yeah. I actually just saw something about this today too. They were making a good point about the ancient hero and whether or not this could be the ancient hero.
Yeah. So there's
And-
another race that's involved. And this is what you get after you get all of the shrines. It's called the Hero's Aspect, and it's a crotch piece. You put on the crotch piece, and it's a it starts off at 24 for your armor defense, whatever. And you can up it to 84. But the thing is, this guy has a tail. So there's another race that's also involved.
Dog race?
Woof
Huh.
woof.
I'm so funny.
Yeah. Some think it's like a hybrid, maybe. It is the hybrid offspring, but I'm not convinced of that.
I know a lot of people have said that it could be, but I'm not seeing it because the Hero's Aspect, dude, literally has a tail. You run and he has a tail. I'm looking for a good picture of it. Oh, here we go. Here's a decent photo. Nope. I lied. It's only 127 pixels.
Oops. Ancient heroes.
Yep,
Aspect.
that's where I basically found it. So, yeah, I mean, and he's very green.
Very green.
Very, very green. And he's got a tail with a red lion tip to it. He's got a fuzzball at the end of his tail.
That.
Yep. And I never really thought about looking at it, but Rauru and Minaru do not have tails. They are all hair, if they got it. Apple TV.
No way, Apple TV.
Watch me! I got you. Go away.
See, they got pictures.
So I don't know where this race came from. But it's there. It's canon. It exists. And this is where it gets really, really, because you haven't looked for it yet. The original tapestry from Breath of the Wild. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for a decent
Which
picture.
tapestry is
Everything's
this?
all fuzzy. There we
Where is
go.
it in the game?
Behind Impa, when you're going through Breath of the Wild, it's this. This tapestry that's behind Impa in Kakriko Village. Everybody thought that the red-haired hero, this is a cross-stitch pattern actually, so it's a little bit more bolder. But anyway, the red-haired hero might have been this guy, because this tapestry is the first calamity. And that
First?
happened, yeah, this is the first calamity. The second calamity happened 100 years before Breath of the Wild.
That's right. Yeah.
So, somewhere in there, somewhere in there, there's this other race. And there was a release of some really nifty artwork by Nintendo. And it was made initially for Tears of the Kingdom, but they never did anything with it. This was a concept piece. I threw it into the chat for the the voice chat.
Chat.
Yeah, just open in browser and it should pop up a new tab for you.
Open in browser. Bam. Nope, that didn't do it. Add a super reaction. Oh, look at that. Rick Roll. Never gonna give you up.
It swirled. So this concept art shows Link
There we go.
standing in a field with a UFO hovering over top of him.
How we know that's Link?
Nintendo said so. This is concept art for Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And they never did anything with this. And we do know that we know in so many words that the quote unquote Zonai descended from the heavens.
So what you're saying? The Zonai were alien invaders.
Yeah, I mean, they successfully conquered Hyrule.
That they did.
And even more so is that they hid away for a very long time because if you read all of the texts and stuff when you're down in the depths, the Zonai architecture that's down in the depths is older than both the Sky Islands and what's on the surface. So they were there for a long time. They could have dug out the depths.
Well, now that you mention it, I don't see why they couldn't. Where else would the depths have come from?
Yeah. And then they were just like, I'm tired of this dark life. And
So we spent
revealed
hundreds of years
themselves.
underneath the ground. Fuck this shit. I want
Yeah,
to see some sun.
I
I'll
need
go
to
to the
touch
beach.
some grass.
I'll go to the beach and get some bitches.
And so maybe they saw this alien UFO come down that turned into a whacked out religion. Sonia was like, I'm gonna follow this religion. Raru's like, wow, this chick really digs me. They get married, and the rest of them left. The only ones that were left in Hyrule, whether or not they left the planet, because we don't know how big the planet is, but the only two left in Hyrule are Raru and his sister. My cat is going after my nail polish, and I don't know why.
Because your nail polish tried to attack you, and you don't know it.
No, I'm safe from the big bad nail polish. It's fine.
Well, I don't think your cat realizes that.
So yeah, I mean it could actually be assumed as well that do you have the physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
Okay, so
I
the physical-
had it, but I kind of gave it to my daughter.
oh, well, the physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom has one of the beginning murals on it, and you see it twice in the game. First time is with Zelda when you're going down to Ganon at the very beginning of the game, and the second time is when you're going after Ganon. There's another Zonai with what are the Zonai spirals, which we now know are tears. That's a totally different Zonai. You might want to look up Breath of the Wild box art. Or Tears of the Kingdom box art. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, that's unhelpful.
dang it. Wait, getting to something. What is this? No.
I'm looking for it.
I like this. Oh wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where's the picture? Let me go back.
It looked like a John Deere.
It did. Look at that. Someone's gonna cut some grass.
Let's see.
Well, I think I saw that one recently.
Okay, it's this image. You see it more than once. He's got a very stout face.
Yes.
They're thinking that this is not Raru. This is somebody different.
Looks like Raru. Sort of.
I mean, I'm not going to completely dismiss the idea that it could be Raru, but if there's more than one Zonai, and if the Zonai have like regular lifespans as much as what a Hylian has, then I don't think it would be Raru because they were here for a long time.
I just realized what I said probably sounded a little racist too. Not a Raru's look alike.
I don't think he's gonna get mad. I think it's okay.
I think it's alright.
I think it's okay. I think you're fine.
I hope nobody in chat was offended.
So anyway, so we have a very interesting timeline involved here. And because of where the Master Sword is, where like the swap over that Zelda went through happened, and that happened in the ancient past. And like there, to me, that's its own thing. It's got to be its own thing. Like there are references to other games, but I think they are just references. And everything that we know, that fantastical game of telephone, over time, details got mashed up. Maybe the games that we know are the stories that are the most popular. Like, how many different versions around the world are there of Cinderella?
Ooh. Good point.
So,
Good call.
and some versions of the story are a lot darker than others.
Like not everybody makes peanut butter jelly the same way.
Yeah, I mean, in one version of the story, the stepmother gets her feet cut off. In another version of the story, she's forced to wear burning hot shoes and is forced to dance for the rest of her life until she dies. I mean,
What versions are these? These sound freaking awesome.
yeah, go look them up. Go look them up. Hans Christian Andersen, I think, wrote. Was it Hans? No, I'm wrong. He did Little Mermaid and a few others.
I gotta check this out now.
I think it was Brothers Grimm.
Yes, Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Ah, okay. I see.
Yeah, they're a lot darker.
Oh, they're a lot darker. Disney really gave them a glow up. Don't ever trust anything by Disney. The real story is probably enough to give a child nightmares.
Well, Disney is known to take some pretty twisted stories and try to turn them into little fairy tales.
So,
Like,
Happy fairy
I
tales,
don't know.
excuse
I don't
me.
know if these were from like the Brothers Grimm stuff or if they were like actually part of the original stories. But like, it's things like what you're saying with the stepsisters wanted to try to, you know, fake their way to get the glass snipper, so they had to cut their toes off
yeah.
to make it fit. There was the Sleeping Beauty, or yeah, Sleeping Beauty pricked her finger on the spinning wheel, fell into the coma or whatever. and then the prince had his way with her.
Oh, shit.
She
Yeah.
got
Oh,
pregnant, had
damn,
the babies
dude.
while she was asleep. And the only reason she woke up is because the babies sucked on her finger, thinking it was they were, gonna get milk, and it pulled the thorn out.
yep.
That is some dark shit. That's awesome.
Dude.
Damn.
Yeah,
A
and
Nintendo game.
you see, and that's the whole reason why I'm like, I don't feel like we're working with timelines anymore. Now, the original games, I do want to sit down and actually figure them out because I think Nintendo's timeline is hot garbage. And like with any story, there's going to be a beginning, middle, and end. Always. And there might be trails off into like other versions or multiple endings. Choose your own story, choose your own adventure.
Somebody around here has never seen the never-ending story.
Oh, I have. I wore that VHS out.
The horse. I still have horrible nightmares of that
Artax?
horse. Oh, you had to say its name.
Yep. Yep. Artax.
That horse.
So
God bless its soul.
when you're looking at the timeline, if you're going to do events of what goes where, I think that your particular setup is it's pretty good. Because as those things are being retold in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, this makes sense. I mean, unfortunately, like I mentioned before, there's just a couple games where my left toenail has more personality than what Link does. So it's really hard to place like what he doesn't say anything. There's very little dialogue being said to him, like where you can glean anything.
Other than grunting. Yep.
Yeah, quite literally. So the basic premise, I think you are correct. Now, the order of which they are, where you have the most games there,
Yeah. Fallen Hero.
that could be up for debate. Where is it? Because Link's Awakening and Link Between Worlds is literally the same story being retold.
Yeah, I don't think there was a wrong way to put those two in order, other than one just on top of the other.
Well,
Which ones?
the
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening and A Link Between Worlds. Oh no, I'm wrong.
No.
Link to the Past.
Link's
Yeah, that's what I was. They Link to the Past and.
I don't know.
Link Between
I'm
Worlds.
sorry,
I think-
my brain went.
That's
to the
what
left.
I was thinking
Yeah.
the same thing. Wait a second, something.
No,
that's-
yeah.
you're
So
right.
it's basically the same exact story being retold in a different way. Now, the main difference between the two of them, hamster fell off the wheel.
Hold
Someone to go get a drink.
Yeah. His BRB screen is up. I don't know where I was going with that. But
Okay, I think the main difference between those two would probably be Hilda, Zelda's counterpart or something.
yes.
That in Link to the Past, it was Aghanim, the main, not villain, but antagonist. Hilda became the antagonist in Link Between Worlds.
Okay, yes, that's where I was actually going with that. So, because of Link Between Worlds, and I'm looking at this as and this is a very screwed up way of thinking about it, but it makes sense, so bear with me. Does Hilda have the blood of the goddess? Well, she would have to. She had a version of the Triforce. So she is somebody else who is a not reincarnation, but
Wait, reincarnation would be the spirit of
not reincarnation. What's the word I'm looking for?
because reincarnation, bloodline reincarnation.
The word's escaping me. But because Hilda has the blood of the goddess, and she's not exactly. She is, but she isn't an evil kind of being. She's doing it for her world. She's doing it to protect her kingdom. And that's kind of the same like trait that seems to have been passed down through all of the Zeldas in Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. That is a quality that's been passed down. I would say that a Link Between
Questionable
Worlds...
methods for noble reasons.
Yes. I think A Link Between Worlds should be under the adult timeline only because the Zeldas are a lot more similar on that side. Link isn't, but the Zeldas are.
No, wait, in all three timelines, Zelda. Never mind. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
I guess in my opinion, if you asked me this about 2 weeks ago, maybe I'd probably have a different thought on this. But over the last couple of weeks, the more I've heard about this and the more I've thought about it, the more I've just come to the conclusion, I don't really care about a timeline. Why can't they just be their own things? Each game is its own story. End of story, no timeline. It just is what it is.
Well,
It's
that
because
is
they
what
keep-
it was before.
Yeah, because
I'm
they
gonna head
keep
out for
mentioning
today.
from one game to the other.
well,
He
you
mentions
have a
the
good
one
night,
prior
Sess.
to it.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya. Yeah, that's what. I thought we lost somebody else.
Nope.
That's what I was just been thinking. I was just like, yeah, it's just getting too confusing to try to put everything in order and categorize it and just
Well,
enjoy it
and-
for what it is.
that is kind of the way I'm looking at it, because the amount of similarities that there are between the games, there's nothing that's really rock solid, because somebody can argue that Twilight Princess shouldn't even be remotely close to the child timeline, because you fight a fallen hero in that. You are taught by a fallen hero, which apparently has been assumed prior that is an older Link. And the only way he can pass on is if he passes on his knowledge. You could easily say that could have been the Link that died out of Ocarina of Time. And I mean, everything has credence. I'm more one that feels though that there's so few similarities to necessarily group them together, where I think all of them are just stories. Now, I really like what they've done with Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild, whatever. But Tears of the Kingdom has really shown that there is a lot of community, a lot of talking. There's a lot of communication. So these stories, the likelihood of the stories existing is pretty high. And I'm not just saying that because I'm assuming. I mean, if you look at just the item descriptions, well, those items have those descriptions because somebody had to have talked about it.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like what you're saying is most of these stories have their own different planes of existence in essence.
Yeah. I mean, they really don't interact with each other. There's really nothing, and a bunch of these games reference each other.
Well, I mean, Majora's Mask does nothing but reference Ocarina of Time.
Well, yeah, but it's like pointing to your older brother going, I'm related to him! I like him! Aren't I cool? if Majora's Mask didn't do that and it was a little bit more subdued, I think it would have been a better game. But it hinged so much on like you knowing some of these characters and being
Yeah.
familiar with them. I mean, I didn't play it. I didn't like it. I didn't play it all the way through, and I didn't like it.
I gave it
Just
2
say-
attempts. No, I'm sorry. I gave it 3 attempts. And I think the last attempt was on stream, and I think
You
you and I
rage
would
quit.
talk. Yeah, that's right. I rage quit. I hung up my coat and I said, you know what? I
Yeah.
took my toys and I went home.
Yeah, you came back to my stream like, I didn't like it. Kicks rock.
I went back to the street, man. Fuck this game. This is shit. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of the references were way too overdone because it wasn't only using assets from the previous game, which makes sense. It was such a low budget title if you really think about it. Such a low budget title because they had to make so little for the game.
For which one? For
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. Okay.
Yeah. They hinged so much on your familiarity of Ocarina of Time that really even turns me off from watching people play it.
It's almost like that. What is it? That high school jock.
Pardon.
That high school jock that went all state. Grew up 10 years later. He's still going on about his all state times when he was in high school.
Yeah. You know, reminiscing about the old times and not living in the moment.
Yeah.
Bundy,
Yep. My boy.
Polk High School.
Hey Seth, I'm kind of curious, man. Which one was your favorite so far in the Legend of Zelda timeline, or just the Legend of Zelda franchise? I know it's kind of a broad question. But there's got to be one that just tickles your fancy more. There's got to be one in here that you say, you know what, I could pick this game up right now, play from start to finish, and just rock and
Yeah.
roll.
If you were presented with all of these titles, which one would you gravitate to?
Man. So I don't think if you ask me this, what's your favorite? I'm not sure if it's for me. It's not a ranking. It's a tier. So as far as like if I had to pick one from the entire thing,
But it doesn't have to be your favorite. Which one would you just gravitate to play first?
Oh, here you go. Here's a better one. Whenever somebody says, "Hey, have you ever played The Legend of Zelda?" What game comes to your mind?
well, instantly it's because of Ocarina, but it's because that's the one I played it the most. It's the one I'm most familiar with. But you know, going back and playing these randomizers, I'm realizing how at the time it was great, but how bad like the Z targeting and the camera systems and all that
I know.
It's so annoying.
Oh man, it's because games. It's like trying to play GoldenEye from 64
Yeah.
again. I put that in the 64 that I bought not that long ago. I was the man at that game, dude. I was everything at GoldenEye. You couldn't touch this. I was the shit. I was the flex. I put it back in. My 11-year-old son whipped my ass.
Maybe you had it coming.
I probably did.
Yeah.
But I guess I'd have to answer probably right now because I'm fresh off of playing it, and it's arguably they fixed a lot of things in Tears of the Kingdom that were not broken, but just not that great in all the previous games.
It sealed the deal.
I
Is
could
what
pick
you're
it
trying
up.
to say.
I could still keep trucking through it and finishing all the shrine quests. I would at some point pick up all the Koroks.
Ugh.
Now, I do want to test myself to see what kind of things I can actually build. You know, I saw this really cool thing recently about a Zonai battery, Zonai battery and the electric charge hybrid kind of thing. So when the battery runs out, the electricity recharges it, and it keeps flying. It's really cool.
What?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that TikTok and post it somewhere.
Oh man,
But
the stuff that people.
yeah, it'd
come
have to
up
be
with.
Tears of the Kingdom just to try to experience the rest of it, you know? I am always fond of Link's Awakening. It's such a great, simple, linear game that I can just pick up, play for a few hours, and just be content with what it is.
I got the same feeling with Link's Awakening. Link's
Not
Awakening was
me.
a game that I could just put down and naturally want to gravitate back to just to finish it, just to get some type of closure in it. Ocarina of
No.
Time was a lot like the one that it had to be finished. It
Well-
just had to be done.
I think Ocarina of Time was the gateway drug for most people.
I think you're onto something.
That for me, yeah.
I mean, I started with Ocarina of Time. I did not play Link to the Past until after I was done with Ocarina. Because I was like, oh, well, this one's cool. I'll try the other one. So, Ocarina of Time is literally the gateway drug. You play that, and you're going to want to play at least 2 or 3 more. Or
Yeah.
all of them. But, like, for me, the novelty of it, even though it irritated the hell out of me, was Skyward Sword. Being able to swing the sword, that's the only game that I've played. And I also tried it, the motion controls on Tears of the Kingdom. No, Breath of the Wild. No, lots of no. There's so much no involved there. I did not like it. But Skyward Sword on the Wii U, you have the sword in your hand and you are slashing at the enemies. You are Link. You are literally just watching yourself and you're the one that's controlling the sword. No other game actually has that. And yes, I know. The controls were terrible and it was really hard sometimes and you had to recalibrate constantly. I get it. And I'm not going to say that they were perfect. They were far from perfect. Plus, I didn't realize that they were sensitive enough where you didn't have to flail. That was something I learned a little too late. For the first couple times I played, and I played about maybe 3-4 hours at a time, and I flailed. But I would have to take like 3-4 days in between my playthroughs because I would end up with tennis elbow. Like my elbow would hurt.
Shoulder
And
too.
it was all because I was flailing. Man, if I had a camera, if I could show you the memories that I have of how I flailed playing that game,
It'd be a sight to see. I tell you,
you
what,
would wonder how I never launched the controller into my TV.
you've never launched a controller into your TV? You've never done that?
Nope, haven't.
Seth? Damn, I'm the only one.
Congrats.
I
You broke
feel.
a TV.
Well, I
I
didn't
have
break it.
accidentally like slung it into the couch once, but that was about it.
No, I got the TV. I didn't
Over
break
to
the
the
TV, but I got the TV. Whatever happened to TVs that were made of like that solid, thick glass and big old tubes, and you could throw a hammer at it. That the hammer would come back and bite you in the freaking forehead. Now, if you look at the flat screen too hard, the damn thing cracks. But anyway, would y'all say that Breath of the Wild? I'm sorry, that Breath of the Wild was needed to make
No.
Tears of the Kingdom just that much better?
No.
Do you think that the developers they learned from Breath of the Wild? Like, oh, you know what? We screwed up on this one. We probably could have did a lot better. And then they came out with Tears of the Kingdom as like a cover up.
You know, I don't think so.
No?
Because they had a very, very specific thing in mind. And this is why I have a problem with the game, because they did it so well.
How you mean?
My problem with the game is that you're alone. It is the loneliest game I mean, at least in the other ones, you've had contact with, like, you've had Navi, you've had Fee, you have Toddle, you've got Minish Cap, the Red Lion's boat, Four Swords. You've got 4 links going on there. And then you come to Breath of the Wild. Everything is post-apocalyptic. You wake up, you barely remember who you are, and you're expected to save the world because an old guy tell you this, and he ends up being a ghost.
I think it's better than a tree telling you to do something, though.
Yeah. But I mean, my whole problem with the game is how lonely it actually was.
It was a lonely game.
And they meant that. And that's why I don't like it. They did a great job with that, and I don't like it.
You think
I
they
think
just
Tears
took,
of the Kingdom
you think
is
was
better.
it Breath of the Wild that they just took the idea of an open world and just went too batshit crazy with it?
I think they went a little too overboard, yes.
Went too
Like,
overboard, okay.
There's quite a few things that they could have improved, like, why the hell did we need a system where your weapons break?
I still don't like that. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, I don't.
And you do realize
weapon
that that's
durability.
the whole reason why the Koroks exist, right? To give you more space in your inventory to carry more weapons? Uh-huh. For backup. So you have to go after the little salad fingers.
Little bastards.
I don't like the Koroks for more than one reason. It isn't just because they're annoying, hard to find. The system itself, I think, is incredibly flawed.
The system is set up to where you have to go searching for them, is what you're saying?
You
don't like
have to
that
go
idea?
searching for them, and you hoard the good ones because you never know when you're going to need them. I mean, you can avoid a Lionel, yeah, but what if you actually want to take it on? And you use that weapon.
A
It
Lionel?
breaks. Yeah. And it breaks.
Who wants to take one on? You want to?
I tried, remember?
Yes, I do remember.
That was a bad time.
That was a time when you really needed an adult.
I should have just been told no.
Yeah. You told yourself no. You even said, I probably shouldn't do this. Whatever. Let's go.
I'm going to do it anyway. I have video evidence.
That's all right. We can always go to Twitch and pull up your stream and quote you on
Yeah,
it.
there's video evidence, I know. Of me going, nah, I shouldn't.
Ah, fuck it. Let's go.
So, like, they did such a great job on the game being desolate and you feeling alone and feeling lost, and I didn't like it for that. Maybe it's partially out of sympathy for the character, but I couldn't really follow through with the game because here I am at the third where I left the game off, and I can even boot it up and show you because I never moved. Game hasn't been touched since 2018, 2019. And I gave up at the third Divine Beast. I was at the lizard, iguana, whatever it is, salamander. And I couldn't bring myself to do it anymore. I mean, even the bosses were not necessarily hard, but they were so annoying that, I mean, they did pretty okay on the lightning boss. But the next one that I did after that, that was a camel. The next one that I did was the elephant. And both of those, I mean, the whole Cryonis thing, like they didn't use the powers that you had very well against those bosses. And I've seen people complete the game. How come Ganon at the end doesn't have more of the abilities of all 4 of the other Divine Beast Ganons? Of all 4 of the Blights? That makes no sense to me. Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. That was good. I want that now. I gotta have it in my living room. That size, that big. Gotta go over my wedding pictures. Gotta make room for
Nice.
it.
So, yeah, I didn't like the game because of several things, and the more I thought about it, the more I feel like they did a good job at what they were trying to get at.
You think they're trying to cater to those that solo games? Those
No.
that play solo games, those that tend to want to be by themselves?
No, I don't think
No.
that was a catering thing at all.
All
I
right.
think that part was a happy accident.
Happy accident.
Yeah, I
yeah,
really
okay.
don't think that they did that on purpose. It just brought up a very certain type of person that they related to the seclusion that Link was facing to some degree.
I thought it kind of had almost like a Minecraft feel to it, in essence, to where you by yourself just doing this, just grinding away for damn near no reason, just to be
Yeah.
grinding away.
Like, and then the fact that there's really no actual progression
No.
in Breath of the Wild either. Like, for instance, okay, so let's say you couldn't do some of the shrines until you did the boss, because that particular Blake Ganon, the only way to defeat him was the rune that would have been in the Divine Beast. You get a new rune, all of a sudden you can go into all these shrines that you might have found that you can fast travel to, but they had water in them and you couldn't just traverse it. You had to use Cryonis, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever
Alright.
the term is. How's it go?
Ionis.
Cryonis. Okay, sorry. Words. So you've got Cryonis in the Divine Beast. You put your Sheikah Slate in there. You download the new update, and now you have the tool to beat the boss because it was something that powered that Divine Beast.
I like it.
I didn't think about that.
There's a little bit more progression involved in there, because then you're being rewarded for making it to that Divine Beast, because you can start off the game and go right to Ganon. But you hit up that Divine Beast, all of a sudden you've got this new rune, and you can hit up all these other shrines. You're that much closer to getting the Master Sword. That would have been better in my eyes versus... And I think both games were rushed in the same way, where they had all of these good ideas for some of these shrines, but the rest of them are fillers.
Hey.
Like, some of them you could just cheese your way through without a problem, and it's not because, oh, look at this, I doubt they thought of this. I think they did it on purpose because they kind of ran out of ideas for however many shrines there are in Breath of the Wild.
What about the thought of maybe making some of them kind of cheesy, so you can just get through them faster, so you have that feeling of completion and the feeling of
That instant gratification?
the gratification of completing something.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Because I mean, me personally, with games get discouraging is when they not make them too hard, but when they make them hard to the point to where it's just effing ridiculous. It's like, why this game does not have to be this difficult. Why is it like this? This is stupid. Most of the time, games like that, I'll throw them. Breath of the Wild was one of them, in essence, where there was a couple of things that I didn't like about it that I found was just too difficult. Not too difficult, just too monotonous, just too, like, why?
Now,
Why
the
even
game-
do this?
Monotonous is actually a very good way of putting it, because like the creatures that you come across, all the camps and whatnot,
Yeah.
those are not even necessary.
No, they're not. It's like why? Why
It's
are we
not
gonna
like
do this?
you get really good weapons out of them.
No, you don't get
Sometimes
shit.
they had food. Sometimes they had rupees. Sometimes they had a rusted weapon in them. Not even a good weapon.
Seems like it's nothing more than just side quest fillers. Something just to fill the hole that the water's leaking out of.
And I really don't like this whole thing that everybody praises. I think it's the dumbest praise ever. Well, everywhere you go, there's something to do. Fuck you, I'm not looking for 900 Koroks.
You gotta circle back to the Koroks.
Oh, I hate them things.
I couldn't tell.
And the only reason why they exist is because of the weapon degradation system. It's the only reason why they exist. In the form that they are. Now, if they were nice, hidden away, safe in the Lost Woods and the Korok Sanctuary, that'd be fine. I don't hate their existence inside there. It's outside. That's where I have the problem. It just seems so weird to me that you need so many of them because you need the extra weapons because your weapons are going to break. And you can't really stop that.
So,
At least in Breath of the Wild.
I see what you're saying, and I kind of agree with it. Like, they could have just put it with the hearts. Like, if you have a certain number of hearts, then that unlocks another, weapon slot or two, Or you can even pick, do you want the weapon slot, or the bow slot, or the shield slot? After you unlock another couple more, then you get another one, right?
But then you're talking about this sounds like you're talking about a
like,
menu tree, though.
Yeah, and that would just come from the shrines. That would put more incentive on doing the shrines. Not only do you get the hearts, but you also get weapon slots or whatever you want.
Yeah, so at that
you gotta
point,
reach that threshold first. Like, you gotta have 16 hearts to unlock the next 4 slots or something like that. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think that would have been so much better as a balance for the weapon degradation system. But to use the Koroks, hide them across the world, and I don't know how people can be happy playing hide and seek with them little fuckers.
Hold on. I'm a Bean came in here and wanted to let us know that I'm a Bean used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but then he turned himself around, and I guess that's what it's all about. Very clever, Bean. Very clever. Thank you for that.
Pet.
Pat. Very clever.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
And on that note, I think it's 1 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
When
I
I-
gotta go pretend to
bed.
be an adult tomorrow, so.
I'm
Oh,
probably gonna end up getting up early and trying to fix this thing. Hey, good
They-
news! I did manage to put the Windows stuff on my external hard drive, so I could actually load it. I did get to a screen where I can load the Windows thing, but I think I'm gonna have to save all my files separately first before I can do that.
that's what it
Are
sounds
you?
like.
I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there. Are you sure that you didn't have a full outright meltdown and your hard drive or your RAM is toast?
I don't know at this point.
Bean, what you doing up so late? Oh, should I say so early? 1 o'clock in the morning, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
It's still not
what-
loading, so that's not a good thing. So it probably did have some sort of meltdown or something. The thing is, though, when it happened, though, it completely froze and jammed up for a second, and then screen went black, screen went blue.
Can you get into
Oh.
your BIOS and check to see if your boot menu still comes up?
I even tried running it in safe mode. No, it doesn't even do that.
No, when you go into your BIOS, does it show your hard drive as a bootable device? No job, no sleep. You know what? I can relate to that, bud.
Let me.
I'll
Let me see.
figure
Does this
that
thing
one.
have a...
Just spam that delete key. Go to town on that Joker.
Oh wait, no.
Am I here?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to see if I could share my screen from my phone here.
Not working? Yes. There you go.
Hi.
Hi. All right.
I see trees of green.
Also, I memorized a lot of pie. Oh, you didn't memorize anything, Bean. You copied and pasted that off of Google. All right.
Okay, you do understand that pie does not belong in math. Pie goes in mouth.
Pie belongs on the plate. All right, spam the delete key. Hit it. Delete. Nailed it.
Delete.
Oh, too late. You got the circles.
Delete.
Wait, hold on. It's too late. You already did it. But look, you got the circle, so it is finding bootable media.
Sectors?
That.
You actually did memorize. Come on, Bean. Seriously? You memorized pi.
I did to 16. No, I did it 30 places at once, but then I could get to 16 places for a little while after that, after I stopped actually like trying to. All right, so here.
Bean, that's impressive. Yeah.
Why is it all smudgy?
I don't know.
It's gone into automatic repair.
Yeah. I've
That's
tried.
not
If you
good.
get restart, it just goes straight back to this. So advanced options. Continue will go straight to that. I tried troubleshooting.
Oh, well, your first problem is Windows 11.
Well, I didn't really have a choice on that one.
Well, I know, but it is your first problem.
I tried
And now it's a cool
uninstalling
flex when
updates.
people
Nothing
actually
really happened
believe you.
now. But so what I can do now, I can boot from the USB drive.
If you can boot from the USB drive,
You're in good shape.
you're okay. You should be able to diagnose easier, but that says to me that it is a hard drive problem or
Yeah.
a RAM problem.
A RAM problem?
RAM or hard drive, one or the other.
I was gonna
One
say
of
a
your
hard drive.
drives be dying.
I was gonna say a hard. Okay, so you got the bootable media to where you can. Thanks, Bean. Thanks
Now-
for the follow, bud.
This part right here coming
You
up.
have a good day too, Bean. It's nice seeing you for a little while. Come check us out sometime. Appreciate you.
Now, it says install the Windows and keep the files, settings, and applications. This is the upgrade portion, and it's not. I don't think the upgrade's what I want.
I know,
but
right?
that is what I want, to keep the files, the settings, and stuff. This one says only install the Windows, and I get to this part, so I do have partitions.
Okay, I see you. Your partitions are still in there. You have multiple disks too. Which one is? Is that a 2 terabyte that's down there?
2 terabyte.
1.8. Is that what I see? 1.8 gigs.
1831. So
1831. Okay, so that's a 2 terabyte
yes, 2
drive.
terabyte. Yeah.
All right, so you have a 2 terabyte drive, and it looks like you have a 500 drive as well. And it looks like your operating
1
system
terabyte.
is on
Because
the.
this is I've got 474 total. Oh, total. Free space remaining. Okay, so yeah, 500 gigabytes for the solid state.
Okay. All right. So your M.2 is a 500. You've got your system. I gotta open up the window a little better. There we go. That's better. Oh, Windows 11. You
Yep.
suck. Your recovery. I wouldn't. You can't write over that. If you delete anything, like,
Do you know where Windows originally was?
yeah, looking at it right now, it's
It
his.
looks like a system driver, right?
Mm-mm. No, you
I
have
mean,
you have two
it doesn't
drives. You
have
got
to.
your partition 2, I believe, is going to be your boot.
Yeah. The only one that I can install on that doesn't have that little warning right there is this one right here.
No, that's your files. That's all your stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, that's exactly what it is. That's all your stuff. Everything else is different drives. Not drives. I'm sorry. Different different allocated spaces. Excuse me. Not drives. That was wrong.
MBR partition table.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, so I've got to this part right here. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to copy all the stuff off of this. Whenever that thing comes in on Monday,
Yeah.
and then just wipe it and then just start it fresh.
Get yourself some media for Windows 10 Pro. Install that on your computer, and I'm gonna give you a hand with a key.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll look away.
That's right. Don't you don't need to see this, Cass.
I know, my poor virgin mind.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. I don't wanna what's the term I'm looking for?
Corrupt?
Yes, I don't want to corrupt you, Cass. I don't want to be that guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this.
Yeah.
Not touch it for a couple days.
Dude,
Maybe
son.
you'll come back to it, it'll be magically fixed.
Yeah, I'm hoping. It's happened
Well-
before.
What I mean, you could have just stressed it out.
That's what I thought happened. Like it just, I thought I did too much, and it the memory overflowed and it crashed. But if that was the case, it should have come back on though, right? Like once the whole thing
Yeah.
gets shut off, the memory gets the RAM gets wiped, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, well.
I
Yes.
don't know. I mean, how old is the hard drive?
I bought it in September and it's manufactured less than a year ago.
Oh, that thing should be
Ouch.
running. That
And
thing-
I did check when there's the little QR code on the thing for the actual laptop itself and everything. It is still under warranty for another couple months. So I'm gonna look at
Well,
and
yank all the stuff off of it at the very least before you do anything else.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And if worse comes to worse, you can always send it in.
Some other people online are saying the same thing with the same model and everything, that it's that it might get a little hot and blue screen. So their fix was just put a little cooling pad up underneath it, but I shouldn't have to do that because it wasn't even really getting that warm. But
Well, the way it's looking, the last time I had a similar issue like that was I had Windows 7. That's how long ago this was. And or no, XP. Windows XP. And it was my hard drive that had went. Like the entire sector that it was supposed to boot from died.
Yeah, that's a similar issue as the one that I fixed that I was doing at the boot sector got corrupted and Windows wouldn't boot at all.
Yeah. And it just had to be the Windows sector. Because why not?
yeah, well, I'm gonna see if I can. Like, I got the OBS on this laptop that I'm borrowing from my brother. I got the OBS on there. I'm gonna work on my scenes and everything in the morning and see if I can't get this. Still have that subathon that I was planning on having tomorrow.
I hope you do. I hope you get to have that tomorrow.
Oh hell, I work all weekend, guys. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah,
No,
so-
you don't.
I actually work all the way from Wednesday until next Tuesday.
Ew.
What? Why?
Make up for lost hours.
No. My part-time counterpart is now out for at least 3 months. Somebody who took the job no more than 2 weeks before I came back, and apparently he has like some sort of a genetic condition in his ankle, and he's got a cadaver tendon.
Oh.
And this is
interesting.
the second tendon that snapped.
Ooh.
So he's got to go in back for surgery on that. And so he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
And then there's the fact that for whatever reason, I mean, I'm kind of okay with it, but I'm not. How our schedules work is that we are scheduled in 2-week blocks, right? So at the beginning of the 2-week block, it goes Sunday to Saturday. So I have Sunday off, then whatever day in the week in the middle. And then I work from that next day until the following next day I have off. And then I have the next Saturday off. So it always works out that I have 2 weekends a month off. I hate it.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, especially since I'm just coming back off of leave and I'm working 8 days in a row.
You're working too damn much.
Yeah, that is too much.
I want to talk to your boss. I want to
We'll
talk to
have
your
to get back
supervisor.
into it. I couldn't do that.
No, I mean, just coming back?
Yeah,
No.
I can't. I can't do it. That's the thing. I am very ready to go back on leave.
Oh, I know that feeling. Oh, wait. I'm feeling that feeling.
Yeah, kind of painful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right in the shoulder.
Literally, yeah. Quite literally. Right in the,
Yeah,
in the shoulder.
yeah. It's pain in the shoulder.
You think
And,
a pain in the
I
ass
mean,
would
I
be bad?
can't-
No, pain in the shoulder sucks.
I can't handle the amount of bullshit. I can't handle the amount of people that have started to call off constantly because it's nice days. It's summer. And oh my, this person asked for this day off before I came back and they mysteriously call in. Yeah, that's just a coincidence, right?
Seems like a pretty happy coincidence. I came from a time where if you called off, you were in trouble. You better be dying if you're gonna call off from work.
Yeah. Like my entire time that I have been with this business, I called in twice. And then I had my accident and I was told not to work over Thanksgiving and that weekend.
Black Friday?
I called in once for my shoulder being that much of a problem during that whole time. Because I'm a dummy. And, you know, thinking that going to work and being a good little employee, because I'm a dumbass and would probably take a bullet for the building.
Nah, you're not a dummy. You're just hard-headed.
No, that's not being hard-headed. That's thinking something completely different. Like my biggest thing is I don't want to give out any specific situations because
Oh, I know.
people could figure it out easily. But like if I were to quit and somebody else would take my job, somebody else was hired in for it, the poor schmuck would be hired in at $10.10 an hour. That's minimum wage in my state.
Ugh.
That's how stupid my company is, yeah. Now, while I make a pretty decent deal more than that, I'm still not paid enough for the amount of horseshit.
Yeah, my company seems to think that they compensate me enough to deal with their bullshit, but
Oh, they give you enough pizza.
yeah. They give me enough pizza parties to set me at ease, or try to set me at ease. Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't work. Don't work. I want your money.
Nope. That's why I'm retiring.
I
I'm serious.
wish I could.
I'm retiring. I've had enough. My mental health can't take it no more.
That's a big reason why I'm really, really hitting the grindstone to find something different. Because I told you about the amount of money that I sink in, and I had been living paycheck to paycheck. And then I'm off for 4 months, and then I have a savings. That's not how this should work.
No.
No. All of that's getting sucked into my gas tank.
Your gas tank, your lunches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So between the lunches, the gas, I have to get oil changes sooner than most people because I drive around so much. So that's an extra expense. And then, then that's all the outside stuff. That's not even touching, like, the stupid bureaucratic bullshit that I'm going through. Pardon my venting, but yeah.
Oh, let it out. Let it out.
Is this where I lift cheek and...
If you want.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm not the one to tell you how to live your life. I'll tell you that.
Thanks.
I'm not going to be that person to tell you how to live your life.
So
I'm going to say I'll be here to listen to you though. I'll be
I
here to hear
appreciate
you
it.
out.
I'll call you stupid when you're being stupid, but I'll listen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty.
So yeah, that's the next thing that's on the list, because not only is this work schedule really cramping my style, but like just in general, because of physical therapy, and I know I'm not going to get any sleep for the next 3 weeks. But I just got back into streaming. I just finished Tears of the Kingdom, and what have I not done since Monday?
Touch the game.
Bingo! I have not touched a game.
That's bullshit.
I've been too exhausted to. In fact, I was going to sit here, I'm like, you know what, I could stream this, and I'm like, nah.
No, that's why I can't stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm too exhausted because not only do I go to work, but in the afternoons I teach martial arts to kids. So I'm doing 3 or 4 classes in the afternoons, and then I get home at around 7-ish, 7:30. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like playing no games.
Yeah, my work schedule can go anywhere between 5 o'clock in the morning and 9:30 at night.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I can't handle it.
You know, you can't
I
take mental
can't.
health days off. You know that, right? And it's not your employer's prerogative, or it's not their business to know why you're taking medical leave.
Well, my issue is it's not necessarily that. I am far too stupidly loyal.
I was loyal until I realized that I can be easily replaced at any time for any reason whatsoever.
Oh, they can't replace me easy. They can't. Nobody wants my fucking job. Nobody. They can't replace me. And I'm not saying that they can't kick me out and vote me off the island. By no means do I say that they can't be like, you know what? I think it's a mutual decision just to part ways. And I'd be like, okay, fuck you too. But I know I am not replaceable. Nobody wants my job. That should say a lot.
That's the job to have, though. Irreplaceable?
Well, oh, it's not job security.
It's not?
They will just force everybody else to do whatever I leave behind.
They're bad.
So even though I'm not replaceable, they'll just divvy out everything to everyone else. So, yeah, that is the week, and it was so nice not complaining about work for 3 months. It wasn't even a glimmer in my mind, and then I got a phone call from my boss. So what's your schedule gonna be like? I don't know.
Like I said, that was the hardest part. The hardest part about taking leave is having to go back, because when I went out for my shoulder surgery, it's like I was on vacation. Now, I say I was like on vacation. It's just the weight of the world felt like it was off of my shoulders, and I can breathe again. Then I go back to work, and it feels like somebody's got this wet blanket over my face, and I'm back to being suffocated.
You know what was so disgusting about why? My whole thought process was working between after my car accident up until the point that I went on leave is I thought I was doing them a favor because they needed another body there. And it worked against me because I was incapable of doing the high expectation things that they had already put down on me. Even though reality is they needed me more than what I needed them at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So in doing them a favor, I didn't do them a favor good enough. And then, like, we ran out of time. We ran out of people. People were calling in like mad. And there are some people that just don't understand how to sweep a damn floor. And
Or clean
it
a
just...
bathroom.
It
Poor thing.
so,
You poor thing. I'm so sorry to put that back in your brain like that.
I just started to fucking repress it. I hate you.
I'm so sorry. Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. I really wanted to hear that response one more time.
You're not. You're not.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm evil. I'm bad.
You're disgusting.
I am disgusting. No, you know what's disgusting?
Because it's toilet humor.
Because it's toilet humor. That's right. That's disgusting.
That's not even dark humor. That's just gross.
No, that's just toilet humor. That's just fucked up.
Bleh.
Oh, Cass, I
Ugh.
think we're gonna get along quite fine.
If you could catch me.
So,
I mean, my schedule is so all over the books right now. I don't know when I'm going to be able to stream next. And my next day off, my glasses, I wear glasses. They have been done now since the day I went back to work, and I still haven't had the chance to go and pick them up because I work over the time that they're open.
no lunch breaks?
I work an hour away from home, and where
That's
I get
right,
my
you
eyes
do.
checked is 15 minutes in the opposite direction.
Oops.
Yeah. I still haven't been able to get my sunglasses, and I need them.
Sounds like somebody needs to call in.
Possibly.
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking about it. You know what? Fuck this place. I need a mental
Mental
health.
health day. You need a mental
I need
health
just
day.
a mental off day, okay? Just leave me alone. I don't care about this stuff. Leave me alone.
Cass, that's a real thing now.
Oh yeah, I know it is a real thing, but
Okay.
at the same time, self-guilt is a wonderful thing. And I had it in my mind back when I had the car accident. What are they going to do without me? I've got to be there. Yeah, that got me far.
Yeah, I got you pretty jacked up if I understand it right.
Well, even more so is that I told my boss that, you know, when the opportunities come up, I want one of these other jobs that are coming because somebody was leaving the company. and her job was split into two different jobs, and both of them would have been a quote unquote promotion. I didn't know until I talked to my boss a week before I went back that they were already filled.
That's how a lot of promotions are in my job. They're already filled before the requisition hits the internet. They've already got somebody ready for that job. I got turned down on so many jobs. Excuse me. I think the last one I got turned down for, the hiring supervisor, which is my second level, told me, Tweek, you know what? I gotta say, out of everybody that I interviewed, you were the best. You nailed every question. You were spot on. However, your spreadsheets didn't look good, and somebody else's spreadsheets looked better. I said, okay, so you're gonna take somebody else. So I'm your guy. I'm your pick. I'm the person that you felt deserved this position, but I don't get it because my spreadsheets don't look good. Well, in this position, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of spreadsheets and trackers and this and that. So, okay, well, you think I can't learn?
I hope it works out.
Oh, it's not gonna. I'm like I said, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of there. I'm done.
You and me both.
I'm
You
done
and me
with
both.
them. I'm telling you, I'm done with them. I think you are
Time
too.
to hit up LinkedIn, I guess.
Time to. Oh, what's that other one? Not LinkedIn.
Indeed.
Indeed you do.
But yes, it is time to roll, I think.
I
Because
think
it
you're
is
onto something.
1:30.
Yes, it is late, and you got to get up uber early in the morning, I'm guessing.
I gotta get up stupid early. Not looking forward to it. Another day in retail hell.
You poor thing. Well, sad.
Please feel sorry for me. Somebody needs to.
I'm feeling it for you. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling
Yeah,
it.
Right in the
I hope
shoulder.
it gets better for both of you guys.
Thank you. Because I feel it right in the shoulder.
Well, Seth, hopefully I get a chance to see you. Well, I'm about to say tomorrow, later on today. And
Yeah.
I really hope you get a chance to stream because I'm really eager to see that. Cass, next time you get around, send us a message and we'll see if we can try to do something like this again. Absolutely. This was a blast. I had a lot of fun.
I really like talking about stuff, even though I feel like I ate most of the air. I feel like I said a lot more than anyone else.
No, that's
Well,
okay.
I'll-
I don't speak unless I have something meaningful to contribute. I enjoy listening to others more than speaking.
Absolutely. Same here. I mean,
So-
you
so I
really
felt- I
opened my
felt
eyes to different things
great.
that I wasn't even thinking. And you kind of got me thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not on track of things. Maybe Cass is on to something. I need to pay a little closer attention. Or I don't know as much as I thought I did.
Well, at the same time, you also have to remember I have a very deep hatred for Breath of the Wild, and if I would have done it, I would have done it a lot different. I mean, the ways to improve the game, would it really have improved the game?
I got you.
Probably not for me. The things that I have are nitpicks at best. But for me, my biggest problem was just it was lonely.
Nah, you were right. I think now, thinking back on it when I was playing, I want to say it was probably a big thing that I kept saying it was because of the grind, Well, maybe it wasn't because of the grind, maybe it was because it was literally just boring. You had no interaction. Not
And
no
now that you
interaction,
have
but
a
had little to
team-
none. Yes.
In Tears of the Kingdom, you know, you and your schmucks are running around and you're all causing chaos.
Yeah.
You're all you might be like the only corporeal one, but you're like, yeah, let's go beat some shit up. Ah!
No. Yeah, let's go kick some dicks. Let's get it.
Yeah, and it's a group effort. It's not just one person. So, and I think that makes all the difference in the world between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They did a great job in portraying that in Breath of the Wild, and I hate that game for it.
Oh, well, Cass, you need to go to bed.
So, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic evening. This
I
was
will.
very fun, and we will keep in touch.
Yes, absolutely.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you
Alrighty.
very much, Cass. And Those who are watching,
Anytime.
thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, love somebody. Give somebody a hug. Give somebody a kiss. Tell them you love them. It's really that
Sometimes-
hard.
Give him a taco.
Give them a taco. You'd be surprised you can get with a taco.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye now. All right.